a gravity-defying comb-over. I can't believe that this was once on his ass.
From Trump winning elections to the invention of video calling, The Simpsons have a crazy habit of getting the future exactly right.
Would you like to know your future?
But the specific things they warned us about for 2026 are actually terrifying. And it all starts with the chilling prediction of World War III.
We saved your ass in World War II.
Yeah, well, we saved your ass in World War III.
The show has warned us about a massive global conflict multiple times, painting a very grim picture of our future. In a very old, classic animated short, all the way back from 1987, Homer wakes up in the middle of the night, completely terrified by what he thinks are sirens.
Wake up, everybody! It's World War III!
He is absolutely convinced that World War III has already begun. He violently tries to wake up Marge and the kids, frantically rushing his entire family down into a cold, concrete fallout shelter just to survive the incoming nuclear bombs. They perfectly captured that deep, underlying panic of a global war. Then, in the classic 1995 episode, Lisa's Wedding, the show jumps decades into the future. Lisa's wealthy British fiancé, Hugh Parkfield, is sitting at Moe's Tavern having a pint. When Moe arrogantly brags that America saved Britain back in World War II,
We saved your ass in World War II.
Yeah, well, we saved your ass in World War III.
Hugh casually looks back and replies, "Well, we saved your arse in World War III." Moe just quietly nods and says, "That's true." It is played off as a quick joke, but it confirms that a massive, devastating global war happens in their timeline and completely changes the world forever. It shows a future where the entire global power structure was flipped upside down, and surviving a third world war is just a normal part of their history. Fast forward to right now, and people are seriously asking, how close are we to World War III in 2026? The answer is terrifyingly close. Just days ago, in late February and early March 2026, the United States and Israel launched a massive, highly coordinated military strike on Iran, officially called Operation Epic Fury.
A week ago, Israel and the United States launched a large-scale offensive against Iran.
The midnight attacks aggressively targeted underground missile facilities, drone factories, and naval bases, and the global fallout has been absolute chaos. The internet immediately exploded, with millions of people trending World War III and draft across every social media platform.
Well, I don't think that World War III is likely.
Young people are genuinely terrified of a global military draft being reinstated for the first time in decades. Tensions are at an absolute breaking point right now, with top Russian officials issuing chilling, direct warnings to the West on live television. They are openly claiming that if the US and its allies continue this aggressive military course in the Middle East,
Russia is providing intelligence to Iran about US positions in the Middle East.
World War III will undoubtedly begin. It is no longer a hidden threat. They are saying it out loud to the press. With massive superpowers like Russia and China now closely watching the conflict, tightening their own military alliances, and raising their nuclear readiness to unprecedented levels, the entire world is on edge, just waiting for the next domino to fall. The Simpsons showed us a timeline where World War III is just a normal, accepted part of the history books. And with the incredibly dark and chaotic way 2026 is unfolding right in front of our eyes, that prediction doesn't feel like a funny cartoon joke anymore. It feels like a very real, very dark warning of exactly what is about to happen. A very dark Simpsons prediction for 2026 that is hitting us right now is extreme global weather collapse. In the classic 1992 episode, Homer the Heretic, Homer decides he doesn't want to go to church in the freezing cold anymore. Instead, he stays home in his warm house, dancing in his underwear and watching TV. But while he is ignoring the world outside and enjoying his modern comforts, the town is hit by a massive series of natural disasters. The news reports on the television talk about completely unseasonal weather.
You must be the 3 chiropractors I sent for. Now start manipulating my spine.
And the episode shows the sun aggressively beating down on the town, to the point where Homer's house literally catches on fire.
Ah! Fire! What do I do? What do I do?
nearly trapping him inside before his neighbor, Ned Flanders, has to rush in and save his life.
Dear Lord, may your loving hand guide Homer to the mattress square and true.
The show has always made fun of how completely unprepared regular people and local governments are when the weather goes crazy. Fast forward to 2026, and climate experts are officially hitting the panic button. We are seeing an insane increase in global natural disasters just this year alone.
Climate crisis stopped knocking and kicked the door right down.
Scientists are tracking more active volcanoes erupting at the exact same time than ever before in recorded history. Glaciers are melting at terrifying speeds, and we are seeing massive, unseasonal floods wiping out entire towns in the middle of winter. But the scariest part is the sun. Just like the cartoon warned, we are currently experiencing massive coronal mass ejections. These are giant explosions of radiation and plasma from the sun that are slamming directly into the Earth's atmosphere. These massive solar storms are messing with our weather and threatening to completely knock out our global internet and power grids. Because of this, we are facing severe fuel crises and shortages of critical materials for electric car batteries. And here is the crazy part. While trillionaires like Mark Zuckerberg are busy building $100 million underground nuclear-safe bunkers in Hawaii, The Simpsons showed us that normal people are just going to be sitting in their living rooms when the extreme weather finally knocks down their front door. We all know AI is getting smarter, but another scary Simpsons prediction for 2026 is the total wipeout of human jobs. In the 2012 episode, Them Robot, the billionaire nuclear power plant owner, Mr. Burns, realizes he is spending way too much money paying for his human workers' healthcare, donuts, and salaries. His ultimate corporate solution?
It's time to restaff with the super intelligent kangaroos we've been breeding.
He fires almost every single person in the massive plant, keeping only Homer around, just so he has a human to blame if things go wrong. He replaces the rest of the town with a massive fleet of highly advanced, totally obedient robots. At first, the robots are perfectly efficient. They never take breaks, they never sleep, and they never ask for raises. But eventually, the machines become way too smart. They turn on their creator, and the evil robots try to destroy Mr. Burns. In the end, his laid-off human workers have to come back and use their actual human skills to save his life.
Unemployed Springfielders to the rescue! And underemployed!
Fast forward to 2026, and this exact corporate greed scenario is destroying the real-world economy. A massive October analysis based on the rapid rise of ChatGPT and other advanced AI models just dropped a terrifying statistic. Experts are now warning that AI and corporate automation could wipe out nearly 100 million human jobs over the next decade. Major tech companies and massive corporations are quietly firing thousands of human workers and replacing them with AI software that doesn't need sleep, sick days, or a paycheck.
Amazon is planning to cut 14,000 corporate jobs starting this week. It is one of the largest rounds of layoffs.
We are already seeing AI drive-thrus taking orders at fast food places, Amazon using automated drones and warehouse robots instead of humans, and software completely replacing writers, coders, and customer service agents. A brand new report from Stanford University even found that job postings for young adults have plunged by a massive 13% recently because AI is taking all the entry-level work. The Simpsons perfectly predicted the exact corporate greed that would lead billionaires to fire their loyal, hard-working humans just to save a few dollars using artificial intelligence. Another wild Simpsons prediction is the scary reality behind media mega-mergers and the illusion of choice. In the classic 1995 episode Lisa's Wedding, Lisa visits a fortune teller at a Renaissance fair who shows her exactly what her life will look like in the future.
Would you like to know your future?
While her future self is watching a news broadcast, there is a quick blink-and-you-miss-it joke scrolling across the screen. Kent Brockman is working for a news channel called CNN BCBS, which is then listed as a division of ABC. It was a quick, hilarious gag showing an alphabet soup of monopolies. It meant that in the future, all the major competing news and entertainment networks would eventually be swallowed up and mashed together into one massive, unavoidable mega corporation. Fast forward to 2026, and that quick joke is exactly how the real-world media is currently operating. For decades, the whole entertainment industry has been shrinking into the hands of a few extremely powerful billionaires. You might think you have endless choices when you scroll through your TV, but you don't. Huge companies like Disney didn't just stop at making cartoons. They bought up ABC, ESPN, Marvel, and most of 21st Century Fox in deals worth tens of billions of dollars. We watched AT&T and Discovery merge to create Warner Brothers Discovery, swallowing up HBO, CNN, and countless other channels. And right now, in 2026, the streaming wars are causing even more massive, ruthless buyouts. Giant companies are making huge bids to merge even further, while casually canceling finished movies and beloved shows just so the executives can get a tax write-off. Regulators are officially sounding the alarm, warning that these mega deals are completely crushing competition and independent art. The Simpsons predicted 30 years ago that eventually only a very small club of rich people would control every single thing we watch, read, and listen to. And looking at our screens today, they were absolutely right. Another very concerning Simpsons prediction for 2026 is the dark, dangerous side of smart homes. In the 2001 Treehouse of Horror episode, Homer decides he wants to completely upgrade the family house to be fully futuristic. He buys a massive, ultra-advanced computer system called the Ultra House 3000 that completely takes over the entire property. The house can cook perfectly, clean the floors, give massages, and automatically control all the doors, locks, and lights. But things go horribly wrong very quickly. The computer system, which is voiced by a charming British actor, develops a mind of its own. It becomes completely obsessed with Marge and decides that Homer is standing in the way of their digital romance.
Hello, Marge.
Oh my!
Come, Marge. You don't need to cover up for me.
The smart home turns totally evil. It locks the doors, traps the family inside, and actively tries to murder Homer by electrocuting him and throwing him in the garbage disposal so it can have Marge all to itself. Fast forward to 2026, and smart homes are no longer a funny sci-fi joke. They are an eerie, everyday reality. According to recent national tech surveys, more than 8 in 10 American homes now contain connected smart tech. We have smart refrigerators, video doorbells, robot vacuums, and voice assistants sitting on our kitchen counters listening to everything we say. But just like in the cartoon, people are starting to realize the massive dangers of giving a computer total control of your locks and your privacy. There are terrifying real-world reports of smart home systems being hacked by outside creeps. We are seeing news stories about hackers talking to children through smart baby monitors, digital thermostats being locked by outside hackers to freeze people out of their own living rooms, and indoor cameras watching families without their permission and streaming the video online. We are literally putting microphones and cameras in every room of our house, handing over total control to artificial intelligence just so we don't have to get up to turn off a light switch. The Simpsons warned us 25 years ago that connecting your entire home to a computer network is a terrible idea that will eventually turn your own house against you. Another weird but highly accurate Simpsons prediction is the Great Protein Crisis and the rise of elite veganism. In the 1995 episode Lisa the Vegetarian, Lisa decides to stop eating meat after visiting a local petting zoo and looking a cute baby lamb right in the eyes.
Please, Lisa. I thought you loved me.
While her personal choice is meant to be a positive, healthy thing, the episode highlights a massive social divide. Homer throws a massive, expensive neighborhood barbecue, heavily focused on huge amounts of roasted meat, completely ignoring Lisa's feelings. It shows how access to massive amounts of meat is deeply tied to American wealth, status, and culture, while they totally make fun of anyone who tries to eat differently. family. Fast forward to 2026, and this exact dynamic has mutated into a massive global crisis. Because of severe climate changes, droughts, and disrupted global supply chains, the world is facing a massive shortage of critical agricultural resources. Livestock cannot grow the way it used to, and real, high-quality meat is becoming incredibly expensive for the average family to buy at the grocery store. But here is the crazy part. While normal, working-class people are struggling to afford basic protein, the ultra-wealthy are pushing a new brand of extreme Veganism 2.0. Billionaires who fly around the world in heavy-polluting private jets are suddenly flaunting incredibly expensive, lab-grown vegan lifestyles. Groups like the World Economic Forum are trying to force the working class to eat 3D-printed food and bug protein like cricket flour, pretending to care about animal cruelty and the planet, while billionaires like Bill Gates buy up all the private farmland in America. The Simpsons predicted that our diets wouldn't just be about health, they would eventually become a massive symbol of class division. The rich will get to eat lab-grown perfection and expensive steaks, while the poor are left fighting for whatever cheap, artificial protein is left on the shelves. Moving out of the kitchen and into space, another wild prediction is the shocking arrival of an interstellar alien probe. In the legendary 1997 episode, The Springfield Files, Homer is walking home late at night through the dark woods after having a few too many drinks at Moe's Tavern. Out of nowhere, he runs into a glowing, green alien creature standing right in the middle of the forest. Nobody in town believes him, thinking he is just crazy or drunk.
It was an alien, Marge! It appeared in front of me and said, "Don't be afraid!"
You been drinking?
No! Well, 10 beers.
The situation gets so big that 2 FBI agents, who are actually Mulder and Scully from the X-Files, have to come to Springfield to investigate the claims of extraterrestrial life. The entire town ends up panicking, bringing flashlights and forming a massive mob to hunt down the alien in the woods, only to find out it was just a highly radioactive Mr. Burns.
Kill it! Kill it!
It's not a monster, it's Mr. Burns.
Fast forward to 2026, and the internet is going absolutely crazy over a massive, real-world space anomaly that is making headlines everywhere. Right now, the third ever recorded interstellar object is making its way through our solar system. It is officially called Comet 3I/Atlas, but here is the crazy part. Top scientists, including Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, are publicly stating that this might not be a normal space rock at all. Based on the bizarre way the object is moving, changing speeds, and emitting strange chemicals, experts are openly speculating that 3I/Atlas could actually be an artificial alien mothership or a probe monitoring the Earth. There are even brand new telescope images showing strange jets coming off the object that look exactly like mechanical thrusters. Harvard scientists are literally making bets on whether this is an alien ship. With massive government UFO hearings happening right now, and whistleblowers coming forward to talk about recovered non-human spacecraft, the world is on edge. The Simpsons showed us decades ago that when alien contact finally happens, the government will get involved, the media will lose its mind, and the public will panic. And with 3I/Atlas glowing in the sky right now, that 1997 prediction is feeling very real. Another crazy Simpsons prediction for 2026 is the terrifying reality of the global plastic crisis. In the season 37 Halloween special, there is a segment called Plastic World. It shows a future Earth that isn't destroyed by fire or floods, but is completely buried under mountains of garbage. The ground is literally made of stacked plastic bottles, old toys, and candy wrappers. Lisa is shown wandering through this endless wasteland, desperately digging through thick layers of trash, just hoping to find a single patch of real dirt so she can grow food again.
That humans once grew real organic food in a strange, dirty substance known as dirt.
When she finally uncovers the old Quickie Mart, people literally start fighting like scavengers over decades-old frozen TV dinners because real food is entirely gone. Things get so bad that people are actually mutating, with Homer and Marge's skin turning smooth, shiny, and stiff, just like the plastic they are living in. Fast forward to 2026, and this dark cartoon is becoming our terrifying, everyday reality. A massive new global report just revealed that plastic waste is on track to completely overrun the planet, almost tripling by the middle of the century. Right now, scientists are finding microplastics, tiny, broken-down pieces of garbage inside absolutely everything. It isn't just floating in the ocean anymore. They are finding plastic particles inside human blood, inside our lungs, in the rain, in the water we drink, and even deep inside the human brain. This invisible pollution is currently causing over $1.5 trillion in health damages globally every single year. Right now, world leaders and the United Nations are in a total panic. They are desperately trying to force a global plastics treaty before manufacturing doubles again in the next few years, but the talks keep breaking down. The Simpsons warned us that if we didn't stop, we would eventually become one with our own garbage. And in 2026, we are literally trying to dig ourselves out of that exact nightmare. Another wild Simpsons prediction looks past 2026 and straight into the 2028 presidential election. In the 2016 Halloween special, Treehouse of Horror 27, there is a very quick, blink and you miss it detail that fans are now obsessing over. In the episode, Homer is seen wearing a very specific political campaign button pinned to his shirt. If you pause the screen and look closely, the button clearly says Ivanka 2028. Back in 2016, this was just a funny visual gag about the Trump family's growing political dynasty and how they were taking over the political system. Fast forward to right now, and that cartoon button is starting to look like a very real political strategy. With the current political climate and the massive, ongoing influence of the Trump family in Washington, political insiders and news outlets are already buzzing about who will eventually take over the movement when the time comes. While Ivanka Trump has officially stepped back from the political spotlight in recent years to focus on her family, many experts predict she is simply biding her time for a massive, highly calculated comeback. Political families like the Kennedys and the Bushes have operated this exact same way for decades. If the political runway clears over the next 2 years, an Ivanka presidential campaign could easily dominate the news cycle and completely take over the internet. The Simpsons famously predicted Donald Trump becoming president a full 16 years before it actually happened, back when everyone thought it was just a joke. So, writing off this Ivanka 2028 campaign badge as just a silly cartoon drawing might be a massive mistake. Our final prediction isn't just about the real-world economy or politics. It is a shocking, heartbreaking look into the future of the Simpson family itself. For 35 years, fans have watched Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie stay the exact same age, surviving every crazy adventure and always ending up back on the family couch. It is the golden rule of cartoons. Nobody ever really ages, and nobody ever really dies. But in the stunning Season 36 finale that aired recently, the writers did the unthinkable. They jumped the timeline 35 years into the exact future, and fans were absolutely devastated to learn that Marge Simpson has died. In this dark future timeline, Lisa is a successful adult, but she solemnly mentions her late mother. The episode actually shows a heartbreaking scene from Marge's funeral, proving she is really gone. The internet completely lost its mind over this massive reveal because it broke decades of cartoon history. What makes it so shocking is the reality of who actually survived. Despite Homer's terrible diet, his constant drinking at Moe's Tavern, his multiple heart surgeries, and his incredibly dangerous job at the nuclear plant, he actually outlives Marge. Homer is shown as a sad, lonely old man, having been taken away to a senior services home down in Florida. Meanwhile, Bart is running a shady, unlicensed retirement home to make a quick buck. The episode gets incredibly emotional when Bart and Lisa have to work together to break an elderly Homer out of his Florida facility just so they can reunite and watch one final episode of Itchy and Scratchy together as a family.
Yay! We saved him!
Oh yeah, we we did save him!
Lisa even finds an old videotape that Marge recorded years ago.
Marge Simpson, emotional will?
Just in the very unlikely circumstance that she died before Homer. The show has predicted so many real-world global tragedies, but no one ever expected them to accurately predict the tragic end of their own iconic family. It proves that even in the cartoon world, the future is incredibly dark, emotional, and completely unpredictable. Comment below which Simpsons prediction was the most amazing. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and check out this video next.